Madras Federation President, Vinay Patri. He's a globe trotter. Whenever I call him WhatsApp, he say, I'm in California. My stupid brain sounds like crumpet. And I asked, are you in crumpet? No, I'm in California, USA. Then he said, then next time I catch him in London. Now I caught him in Adyar. So, he's a multifaceted personality. He travels a lot and he's a technocrat. He has a master's in commerce and business administration, and he has worked in various international organizations and specialized in information technology, the new thing. And he now currently is heading a unit in Tata Consultancy, Chennai. Now we are lucky to have him. And he's an artist. He's a ventriloquist. He's a mimicry artist, and whatever you say, he can be a cine artist also. Yes, he has missed that vocation and he has chosen to guide us in theosophy. And he has completed documentaries on theosophy also. And whenever there is a cultural program in Adyar, there is Patri. With his family, that's I must appreciate. His wife is also interested in all his activities, and his daughter also appreciates him and follows him. Now he will speak to us on finding godliness within. Is this the path to perfection? Come, Patri.
Thank you, Chairman, for the very kind introduction, and it was making me humble. So, the subject that is given to me today is finding godliness from within. I am seeing three aspects to this. First of all, finding godliness from within, and then will that lead to perfection? Before I go into any deeper into the subject, let me ask you and myself this question. Who are these? Sachin Tendulkar, MS Dhoni. They are considered to be gods. Yes or no? In their own games. Why? Because their stroke play, their mastering execution of their gameplay cannot be equaled or mastered beyond. Dhoni, Sthita Prajna, right? Yes. Whatever he is losing or winning, his face is like that. We have to learn a lot from these kind of people. Now let me introduce one more personality whom we all know. N.T. Ramarao. In many of the villages in Andhra, he is considered to be God. Why? Not because he is just playing the role of Rama or Krishna, but he is gelling into that role. Nobody else could have done that way, right? So, why all this? Because they perform their roles to perfection. But no, don't assume that I am taking this word perfection too literally and trying to make it abstract. But I feel that the road to perfection begins with performance, right? And then I feel that performing one's task in such a way that it would lead and resonate and reflect that there is no other way else that such task could be performed. Now, such task, such performance would reflect grace, strength, intelligence, and beyond intelligence, wisdom. One could be intelligent but not wise, right? Now, these abilities to execute and perform to perfection make these kind of people look like gods, right? Or godliness in such roles. In IT parlance, they are referred to as personas. What are these tasks that each of these do? There could be the tasks in business profession, masterminding a business plan, creating a mastery of the business plan, executing it, or simple tasks like cutting vegetables. So sometimes I go and offer myself in kitchen. Can I help you? Okay, pour that oil into the can. That's a difficult task for me. Because there is a voice behind. Not a single drop on the floor, please. Don't double work. That's the greatest task because putting oil into the small nozzle, if you are running 101 algorithms in your brain, business problems running your background, you will spill all of oil on the floor. Cutting vegetables, giving attention to what you do. Blavatsky was mentioning, right? Can you fold a blanket perfectly in all corners? Can you light a candle with all your attention? Can you make your bed perfectly? So that is meditation. Doing smaller things is meditation. That it begins, the perfection begins there. Need not be in the task of executing a business plan, right? So a cricketer in an arena plays a mastery stroke. When he is doing that, he has only that game, nothing else. Is he going to win? Is he going to earn money? Is he going to get the man of the match? Nothing remains. At that moment, only execution. An actor becomes one with the role. A doctor is only interested in the benefit of the patient, nothing else, right? Now, with the seeking in perfection of these tasks, they are not necessarily related to the profession, as I said. In fact, when a mother cooks in the house, she puts all her attention and love into the dish, right? It's all concentration into the dish. That love poured forth in the interest of the family actually creates nourishment. That's what keeps the family healthy. So that is again the meditation, that is perfection. It begins from there, right? Now, while external pursuits are there which can provide temporary satisfaction, the quest for godliness within allows us to connect with something deeper and meaningful. It fosters sense of inner peace, fosters positive relationships, and also kind of motivates us to contribute positively to the world. Now, the ritual of the mystic star, yesterday we have seen this. That is where if we identify ourselves, Dr. Revati was mentioning this yesterday, if we truly identify ourselves with the profession that we are in, then the divine unfolds and pours down, right? So in that is because we are acting selflessly. We don't want anything back from there. And they become one with the profession in that way. Now the flip side is identifying the divine in whatever we are doing, in His name, pondering always how the God would have done this, how a master would have handled this situation, how a very difficult situation, a problem-solving situation I am handling, and how something from divine could have handled this in a better way. So that will infuse the godliness. Ultimately, the quest for perfection remains as a personal journey. Whether you choose to find a perfection within through religious faith or ethical principles or simply a sincere desire to be your best self. By cultivating godliness from within, we embark on a lifelong journey, a continuous improvement by striving to become the best versions of ourselves. So, this journey is not about reaching an end point, but rather embracing the ongoing process of learning, growing, and then acting with a purpose. Let me give you an example of a Greek Athenian philosopher, Socrates, an influential person. He proposed a different perspective with regards to cultivating godliness within. He believed that focusing on fostering qualities like compassion, justice, and self knowledge, regardless of external circumstances, held the key to living a meaningful and fulfilling life. One interaction between Socrates and his one of his um, uh, another interactive manner, he could be his student, or he is considered to be another nobleman in Greek, Glaucon. Glaucon was asking a question: what is the reward of being virtuous? Why I am sacrificing power and wealth for what? Leading a virtuous life. What is the reward? For that, Socrates gave a very legendary example. He says, imagine a scenario where all the people who are born in a cave since birth, and they are imprisoned there or they are living in the caves, they imagine their shadows to be real. And if examples of stories are told to them that the shadows belong to them, and then they talk to them, and then they go wherever, and then they have life, and they are entities, they believe it. Because they cannot see the truth. Only when they come out of that ignorance of the cave, then they will realize the truth. So he said that the shadows are nothing, the rewards are nothing but like the shadows. So the true fulfillment comes from understanding and living a virtuous life. And one of the key teachings in Upanishads is the concept of Atman, the inner self. According to these texts, everyone has a divine spark within them, which is connected to the universal consciousness or Brahman. By connecting with inner self, one can tap into this sense of godliness and perfection that transcends the limitations to the physical world. Now, there is an analogy in Taittiriya Upanishad, an onion. It is referred to in this Taittiriya Upanishad as a metaphor of an onion being layers of human existence, known as Panchakoshas, or the 5 sheaths. These layers range from a gross physical body. They are nothing but this Pranamaya, Annamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, and then finally the Anandamaya. So, from the gross physical body to the more subtle levels of emotions, mind, spirituality, ultimately leading to the innermost core, the Atman itself. So, Taittiriya Upanishad speaks of peeling away these layers, much like one would peel like an onion and reveal the essence of our own true being. By transcending these sheets of layers through meditation, self-inquiry, and spiritual practice, one can realize the eternal and unchanging reality, which is the innermost core of existence. Now, let me come to our own scriptures, the light on the path. There are 3 beautiful phrases I would like to pick up from one verbiage that goes, "Within you is the light of the world, the only light that can be shed upon the path. If you are unable to perceive it within you, it is useless to look for it elsewhere. It is beyond you, because when you reach it, you have lost yourself. It is unattainable because it is forever recedes. You will enter the light, but you will never touch the flame." So, what are these 3 wondrous phrases? It is beyond you because when you reach it, you have lost yourself. The inner lights are beyond the egoic self, beyond the limited identity. So when one truly reaches it, that means then actually you're realizing with the Brahman, the ego dissolves and then the individual merges with the universal consciousness, and therefore you have lost. You can never actually reach it and be an individual. It is unattainable because it forever recedes. The inner lights are not a fixed destination, they are not fixed targets. It is a continuous journey. As one progresses, the light seems to move away further and further, urging constant effort and growth, and therefore the target may look ever elusive. That means that every time that you look for this perfection outside, there is always that light that is going further and further away. There is some more distance that has to be traveled. But the direction has to be reversed. It has to be going inside, within. Then you will see. And then the third one, you will enter the light, but you will never touch the flame. What is this? This is the crux of the quote. Entering the light refers to the spiritual awakening or realization. But touching the flame symbolizes the complete union with the divine that remains elusive as long as you are not going within yourself, as long as you're searching something outside. The seeker may experience glimpses of enlightenment, but never fully merge with the ultimate truth. Now, I would like to close with one more reference to the Mundakopanishad, from Mundakopanishad, which says, there's one beautiful mantra, Pranavo Dhanush Sarvoyatma Brahma Tallaksham Muchyate Apramattena Vedhavyam Sarvat Tanmayo Bhavet. Meaning, Om is the bow, Atman is the arrow, Brahman is said to be the mark. It is to be struck by the undistracted mind. Then the Atman becomes one with the Brahman as the arrow with the target. So, I would like to rip apart this Om, like doing an operation on a patient. There are practically, actually I've taken this approach practically, where there are three states of consciousness, the wakeful, the deep sleep and the dream state. So the two curves I've taken and related to our bow. And where is our Atman? The third curve we can represent, and that is the arrow, the Atman. But that Atman is held by whom? It's captivated by whom? Our little Maya, which is just below the Bindu. That Maya is the thread in the bow that is holding the Atman, capturing him, where he is not being released. The Atman can be released from these illusions and the Maya when there is, again, as I said, there's a directional change from within. The target is apparently outside, but it is not. It is the target is inside. So when you are traveling inside, there is a release from this illusion, and then to whom it is going? I mean, Om has to have all the five, right? Where is the Brahman? Brahman is here, the ultimate, the Turiya state of consciousness. There he has to reach. That is represented by when he is released from Maya. There he has a complete freedom and to get merged with the Brahman. I would like to play a very beautiful mantra